So the birth of La Bodega comes from just it started a long time ago, right? La Bodega is probably the third recording studio that I've been a part of or opened. I had a building not far from here that we rented, and I wanted to build a storefront in front of it. And I had the idea, I had the concept, I wanted to do it, but I had to move. I was kind of being pushed out of the building because of some gentrification shit, honestly. They were trying to build this huge hotel in the area. And our landlord kept, and all that brought me here to this building. And this building was nothing what you see when you walk in. There was walls, it was just dilapidated, it was a warehouse. So I was able to almost complete the idea that I wanted to do over in the original studio of creating that bodega. I wanted you to be able to walk into a recording studio and feel like you at home. It's almost like I wanted to build a safe block to pitch on, right? That's something one of my friends kind of quoted it. Shout to Mecca. But give us a safe place, a safe block that we could smoke on and create on and build on and walk inside and record our music and live our dreams, right? So this whole building, La Bodega, my concept behind it was when people walk into this building, I want you to feel like you are walking into your imagination, right? Because this space gives you the opportunity to create whatever you could dream up, Sometimes people think it takes huge productions and all this money and all this stuff, and the biggest key is your own imagination and your tenacity to execute. It's not always what you have, it's what are you willing to do. So I want people to realize the power of their imagination when they walk in this building. And that was the overall idea. That was the birth of La Bodega. I wanted to create a place where everyone can come and feel inspired. A calming environment that's familiar, that has no boundary, right? So for us, this was perfect. For me, it was perfect. It just made sense. And nobody understood it. People would walk in and kind of, this is cool, but never really see it. Never really have the ultimate picture, even now, still unfinished. I still have that, I don't want people seeing it yet. It's the idea isn't complete. But that was what created La Bodega, and it manifested off a sheet of paper, me talking to my friends, my brother Rothstein, one of my label mates on X Records. And he's very good at drawing, so I told him exactly what I wanted to do, and he literally drew it out on a piece of paper. And that's how this was born. That's how this was all created. La Bodega. My name is Produkt, and I'm from the Bronx, Castle Hill, born and raised. What is my hustle? The answer to that question, I guess, is going to be what is not my hustle, right? One of my mentors told me if somebody asks you to do it and they want to pay you to do it, just do it. So I look at everything as an opportunity with potential, right? You look for the potential in every opportunity. So everything is my hustle. One of my main focuses is music, producing, and overall creating. That's absolutely my hustle. One of the many hustles, I guess you could say.
Right, and trying to think about it ain't no remedy, but doubters, let's be honest, you eat all my dick, wanna hate us cause you're not us. From that poor little spit to the envy of they followers, we at war on this bitch till they set us out what's proper. Fuck they refuge, my vessel and take they screw with it. So much of my principles, so much of my jewelry.
COVID-19 has affected everything about my hustle, everyone's hustle, overall quality of life. COVID has changed the whole landscape of our everyday living. So, of course, we felt the squeeze of, not making money, just like everybody else. But it's made me have to adjust, have to adapt, and hustle even harder. Like, you think you're going hard, and God's got a funny way to remind you, like, you got to work a little harder.
Kitchen to the couch, feeling buckle while she bucking. Nails in my back, got her cussing while she nutting. True, it's a fact, I be frontin' like it's nothing. But let me tell you something. You got that real good, and I'm gonna take my time with you. You gotta give me something. Keep looking around, wanna lay it down. You gotta try, you won't keep it going on south.
What idea do you have for La Bodega? You said it's not completed.
It's just more functionality of the space. There's a lot of stuff that just little details that have to be, got to dot the I's and cross the T's. When you walk into this building, I want you to feel like you walked on a Broadway set. Like you walked into something that almost you're not supposed to be. These house lights aren't going to be on. It's going to be a mood. You're going to walk in here into a darker kind of tone and energy. And I want to take you out of that world, and I want you to step into this one. So it's just little final details that we're putting together, more of the presentation of the space and overall function of it. That's what COVID fucked up. All the final details, they made sure I had to scrape and drag and push and push and push and overcome loss after, you just keep scraping, but we keep climbing. We are going to keep climbing and keep building until we execute. That's just what we do. So what motivates me on a daily basis, I got to say, probably starts with my children. I get out of bed every single day for them, my family. Just, there's a lot of people that sacrificed and endured me and my growing pains. And there was a lot of struggle that a lot of us have seen the other side of. So I feel like I owe them a lot. So that motivates me. Challenging myself every single day to be a better writer, a better performer, have a better ear, pay more attention, challenge myself to, create better habits. All those things motivate me. Waking up in the morning and having the infinite potential to change anything you want, create anything you want. You forget something in your day-to-day when you're spinning on the wheel, and that's when you plant a seed, it takes time. We had this discussion earlier, even about the show. You're expected to grow so rapidly. You want it to be this huge redwood tree, but you don't understand. You just planted the seed. So you have to water that seed. You have to. You got to take care of it. You got to nurture it. And then it's going to get to where it needs to be. People always want to get to the top and they want to skip the grind and the process. And I see a lot of them doing it. And they never stay there. I'd rather scrape. I'd rather take my path than take a fast track. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff is what motivates me every single day. Knowing that nobody's going to outwork me. Knowing that I'm never going to stop. The only thing that's going to stop this is me. So challenging myself will be the biggest motivation after my children. And, just bringing Latinos in the forefront of hip hop culture again. Bringing a Puerto Rican man from the Bronx in the front of hip hop culture again. That motivates me. I remember what it was to look at Joe and Pun and Prospect and all these guys coming up, and Link and all these guys coming up, what they meant to me as a kid. So that's why you see me in all my content waving Puerto Rican flags everywhere. It's important to me. That motivates me. I want to motivate my culture.
No, they on me, I from Adidas. Some of the punks, they flipping the street. They say so black, I say it's mentira. We at the top, tú no te acercas. Say so pussy, I say shit puerca. Fleche de todo como que la puerta. Hay una loca, hay una fleca. Bebiendo pull up, lavando la mierda. Keeping it steady. I'm on the ready, just give me the Freddy. Holding it, getting my niggas is petty. That Blicky or Betty is split machete. I'm blowing the block, hitting the head. We flying the drop, and we splitting the love. Dividing that pot, and we spilling the heat. Watch when they pop it, they bury the semi. Vamos con todo, yo lo controlo. Damos más vuelta que un crow. Yo soy el caballo, como un toro. Tú eres un loro y yo soy el loro. Me dice mentira que tú no la miras. Atrás de la línea, la suya es mía. No eres familia, vete a la esquina. Yo vivo mi vida sin una mentira. Shit, all these niggas is a day job. Tripping on slipping off radar. Feel the replay hard. Building the beauty from my big homes. Rolling the Bodega Studio. Block with the goodie home. Public scratch. Stop this marathon. They run another way. Out of my friends, no niggas never do a thing.
Well, now some of my most favorite collaborations, one of them has got to be with Fred, you know, rest in peace to Fred, the godson, and love to his family and his children and his wife. I listen to that record and I go back to that time. Fred was just such a dope dude. You know, that was, I think, back in 2014 that we was able to lock in on a few things. We got a video out to that record too. That's one of my favorite collabs that I did. I got a new record out with Graph called Crown Jewel on this new EP titled Run. That's one of my most favorite records right now too, collab.
Jewel under Bodega lights, subtle but we lit. For every load down, I put double in the brick. Had most of your baby mamas blowing bubbles on his dick. I've been trouble from the rip, hear me? Pounds moving like a Vegas night. Data from the data, my niggas don't play the hype. Get Vega over paper, you tryna display your stripes, hear me? Typhoon, nigga, Goonie Google. 100 Puerto Rican, spread your noodle like it's fucking Google. Been steady, these duffels, they been heavy. Scrape the resi, I'm petty, just get your benefit.
So I don't really, as far as clientele and clients, I really don't solicit much. This space is more, I don't want to say a members only type thing, but if you're not in the network, then you probably won't. You know, you have to either reach out to us, because most likely we won't reach out to you. Not to say that we, you know, don't want to reach out to you, but we're kind of in a position where we're just, you know, I'm not fully open yet at the moment. If you're asking me, you know, we're soft open here, so at the moment it's just our network and referral business and all that level of stuff. But God willing, the next 30 to 60 days, that's going to change. And I'll be knocking down everybody's door. We officially opened this year. So opened and started getting business in 2020. It's taken a long time to get here. This is taking me 2 years. 2 years. There was a lot to do.
Yeah.
There was a lot to do. Wow. There was a whole lot to do. My biggest challenge thus far had to be myself. I got in my own way 95% of the time. So, especially operating as an artist and, you know, just a man, a young man. So you have all this machismo and you have all this, you think that you know what's best. And 95% of the time you don't. And there's voices around you, especially when you're young, that are trying to tell you the truth and what you need to hear. And I would say I got in my own way most of the time. Definitely.
Know I got the drop on it. Daddy through that door, she know I'm gon' pop on it. Love in my thug, got her stuck on my drug. Put that pussy on the pedestal, I love what I love. See, she want me in the church, I want her in my merch. Pressure that she burst, she just wanna taste it first. Brain better than Yoda, I'm a controller. Athletics from yoga, I've been over.
To be honest with you, I don't want to say I'm surprised that people love the space and they fall in love with La Bodega. But it does feel good every time someone walks in the space and they accept it in the same way, and there's a gratification there. So I'm not surprised. I built it to be, I wanted people to come in and have the effect that it's having. So the gratitude of it being effective, the idea of being effective is definitely a surprise each time. Like, it feels like I'm surprised every time somebody comes in and sees the building. Because me, I don't want to say I'm sick of it, because it's a blessing, and this is everything one of the many things I've dreamed of. This is definitely, unbelievable at times. But, I'm here a lot. It's like a child, I know every scrape, every bruise, everything. So for me to see people continue to accept it in such a great way is amazing. It surprises me every time. So the ultimate goal with La Bodega is I would love to be international. I would want to open a La Bodega Studios, a production studio, similar to everywhere, Los Angeles, Tokyo, wherever, all over the world. I would like to open a building like La Bodega and curate a space like La Bodega in every different culture from, everywhere. I want to go to the hood in London and create a La Bodega. I want to go to the, India and create a La Bodega. I want to take this international as far as it could possibly go. There is no limit to it. It's just, I want to effectively execute the idea over and over and over again. Here at La Bodega Studios, we make it our business to make sure we are active in the community in the best ways that we can. It's a focus of ours to open a nonprofit and use the space for women, single mothers, and children. We've already started running programs for the youth here. One of the programs was called Rhyme. Rhymes help young minds excel, and it was just a workshop, recording kids and teaching them structure, song structure, going over cadence and just the overall meaning of music and hip hop, and lessons on hip hop and where all this started. And, we're going to absolutely stay active. We've always been active since the inception of doing business, whether La Bodega or X Records. We have always tried to do what we can for the community. And we only gonna continue to do more. We've done back to school drives every year, turkey drives. We try to be a part of. We're definitely very active, and we'll continue to be active and grow in our community as we grow as a business. The last advice I would give the audience or the viewers is, it's one thing to dream. We all dream. But it's another thing to get up every single day and move towards that dream. It's all relative. Your health, your mind, your body, your surroundings, what you absorb is all relative to your journey. Find yourself first before you try to be somebody for somebody else. That's the best advice I could give these viewers and whoever's watching this. If you're trying to identify your hustle, identify you. Because you're thinking that you need to form and be a part of a society that doesn't fucking matter. Find who you are and identify what you are, and then implement that into who you want to be and what you want to create. Stop trying to be something for everybody else and just be you. I go by the name of Produkt with a K, Produkt, and you can find all my music on every streaming platform there is, or directly at www.iamprodukt.com. Definitely hit me on Instagram, I am Produkt. Facebook, Produkt with a K, everywhere. Just make sure you spell that Produkt with a K in all your music searches and all your social medias, lock in and see what we up to. What I'm passionate about most is creating. There's no limit to it too. It's from film to audio to, curating spaces. I'm very passionate about creating. Even getting dressed, getting my kids dressed, it's like everything is a little bit of your personality and leaving your DNA on things, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm most passionate about, delivering and creating.